let me just peek at what they've got. Hi. Okay, are you ready for this? I have the most fuck-ass order.
Yeah.
Can I please have a decaf?
Decaf?
Oat mocha.
Decaf oat mocha. For you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh my god, yum.
When researching you,
Yeah.
you produce, you write, you engineer your own music.
Yep.
Is that because you're like, I can do it best for myself, or is it just how it's worked out?
I think, okay, so when I was first introduced to production and engineering, I just couldn't believe that I hadn't put together that the songs that I was hearing had to have been made by someone as a producer or as an engineer. And I was like, where are all the women that do that? And so I was at college with like these 17, 18-year-old kids who had been producing since like they were way younger.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are so good and you're all men, so let me work really hard to not try and be as good as you, but just to like be in the room, and like maybe if I do that, more women when I'm older will see me doing it. It's kind of like a mixed bag of like this weirdly fierce competitive side of me within myself, because I wasn't competing with them, I was like competing internally, and also this immense need to like see a woman in the industry doing it. And like still the statistics are so terrible. What is it, like 2% or less of women producing? So that's always been like the driving factor.
The new music that you are in the process of releasing that we're going to be able to hear.
Yeah.
How is that different to previous work?
Oh my God, such a good question. So I got medicated for my anxiety. And so
we love, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was like, I'm so glad I did it. It's literally been the best thing ever. It's not for everyone, but it's for me. And so my first project, Adrenaline, is like, it's an anxiety record for sure. And like also that came off the back of COVID, and I hadn't been to New Zealand in like 3 years. Like I was really going through it.
Yeah.
And then this new project, if I dare call it that, is kind of exploring how I'm feeling when it's not just like anxiety clouding everything.
Yeah.
So I'm realizing like the things that I want to write about and the things that are kind of pouring out of me is like these songs about love and like how it feels to be an anxious person in love, and like this fun switch between it's not just all these are the things that make me anxious, it's these are the things that are really great and how else do I feel about it. So that maybe doesn't make any sense.
No, it totally does.
But
and I think it's going to hit a lot of, it will hit a niche group of people.
Yeah, well that's
but
always
they will
the
fully
thing.
Understand it.
Yeah, and I think that's like what you've said there is so nice to hear, because that's kind of always been a reason why I feel like I want to be an artist and make music, is because it's the only way I can figure out how I feel and to like process what I'm feeling. And it's funny because I love giving advice, and like I'm so that person to my friends, like a listening ear, like if they want the advice I'll give it, like all those kind of things. And so it makes sense that the music is my version of that for myself.
Yes.
Of like processing, giving advice, like mulling it over. And so I'm just like mulling over this period of like, I'm still anxious, and that's just inherently a part of me, but like I also am in love, and I'm like joyous and like nervous, and things could change in an instant, and these are all the things that I'm like figuring out. So it's very much still that like processing of emotions, but like now it's a little happier, I guess.
That's so nice. Well, it's so nice to see like a musical journey, but also a mental journey, and just like you as a human on a journey.
Totally.
And if that's how it makes you feel, how would you, if you can say, how would you want your listeners to feel?
That's such a good question. I think something I'm always thinking about when I'm producing, maybe more so than writing, is that I want if I have 20 minutes with someone, if they're like sitting in my car listening to the record, if they're in the audience at a show and like they've never met me before, I want it to be, there has to be a moment where they're kind of sitting there and they're like gooped and gagged, like hand over the mouth, and then there also has to be a moment where we're like holding arms and we're kind of jumping around. Like I want it to feel like they're going through this roller coaster of emotions that is happening in my brain.
Yeah.
And that is such a fun thing about being a producer, is like how you get to sonically make people feel those different physical reactions. So I think, yeah, I just want it to be an uphill climb and then a descent into like a release.
Do you have a favorite track, or is that like trying to choose a favorite child?
No, I feel like I have recency bias, so I'm like, this is my favorite track in child. But as much as I say recency bias, from what I found, the favorite is usually the first track that I write for the project. And so that was Defeat, which is the last song on my first EP that I was talking about. And on this one, I think it's a song called Lucky, which I'm playing tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, and I feel very honoured that we are going to be some of the first.
I'm honoured to be here.
People.
Oh my God, I'm
sure.
so excited that people are going to hear it. It's so nice to be like workshopping something, and that's like maybe one downside of working alone and producing for yourself, is that like you kind of are in an echo chamber of your own thoughts. So getting to workshop something this early in the program is so valuable. I'm so excited.
We're going to go get you sound checked.
Okay, great, let's do it.
We're going to make sure you sound beautiful, which I know you will.
Thank you. And my wonderful band. I'm so excited for you to meet everyone.
Yes.